Hello guys, and welcome to episode number 56, where we'll be solving 5 more SQL problems, this time from Amazon. So let's get started with problem number 1. We have to list the IDs of customers who made at least 3 orders in both 2020 and 2021. So we have 3 filters and we have to show just the list of IDs. Right, so let's get started here. Amazon orders, select from Amazon orders. Now, how are we going to do this? We have only one single table and we need the user IDs made at least 3 orders in 2020 and at the same time 3 orders in 2021. We're going to say the user ID, select the user ID, and now we want to check for every user ID. We're going to do the filtering using the having function here. And in here we have 2 different cases, 2020 and 2021. We're going to say count. What do we want to count? We want to count the IDs, which is the different orders right here. We want to count the different orders for every user here, just in 2020 and then just in 2021. We're going to say case when year of order date equals 2020. If that's the case, then show the ID. Otherwise, just make it null. That would be the end of it. And at the same time, we want this for 2021 as well. Let me just indent it better here. Oh, and we want to make sure this is over 3. This count with this condition here, 2020, has to be over or equal with 3. Same as down here. There we go. So this should be the final result. And there you go. There are 2 users who have had more than 3 orders in both 2020 and 2021. So quick recap here, guys. For every user, we want to check how many orders they've done in each year. And right here, this is the first year. This is 2020 and this is 2021. And now for every year, we want right here, we want to count. We are going to count the number of IDs, and an ID is an order. So we want to count the number of orders. And in here, the case is simply a filter. This one year, the year is just a filter. So we want to count the number of orders in 2020, and then we want to compare them if they are greater or equal with 3. And if that's the case, and right here at the same time, the same is true for the next year, 2021, then and only then we want to show these users. And there are only 2 users who meet these conditions. Problem number 2. This is pretty long. You have been asked for calculate rolling average book sales in 2022. We have a filter here, 2022. A rolling average continuously updates dataset average to include all dataset up to that point. For example, average for February would be calculated by adding the book sales from January, February. So the average of January, February. Then for March would be January, February, March. Okay, I see. So it starts at the first one and then it's an average with each consecutive month. We have to output the date, the sales date here, probably the month, since we are talking about months here. So we have to output the month, the sales for the month, extra column containing rolling average. So the average, 3 columns, and here we have to round to the nearest whole number, this average. All right, so let's get started. Here we even have 2 tables. So let's see what do we have to select here. What do we have to show? Let's start there. We're going to first use, let's just see what do we have to show. We have to show the 3 columns with the month, sales, and average. So let's see here. The month, that would be order date. Let's say month of order date. Let's call this one month. Then we need to show the sales. Sales would be unit price in quantity here. Unit price multiplied with quantity. But this has to be per month, so we have to sum it up. And this, let's call this total sales. And lastly, the average, the rolling average. Now, in order to clean it up a little bit for the final result, we will create this as a CTE with CTE as, and then down here, we'll make it cleaner to read. If someone else, comes and read our code, this is going to be a little bit too complicated here. And here we're going to make it cleaner. So let's start with let's just choose the bigger table. Like the books would be, in this case, bigger because not all books are going to have orders, but all orders probably are going to have books since they're book orders. So we're going to say Amazon Books A, inner join with book orders, and we're going to call this B. And let's see, we have to use book ID. Since it's the same, we can use the using function. Using book ID. Now let's see here, order date. Order date is in the P table. So we're going to say here B dot order date. Now the unit price is in the A table and the quantity is in the B table. Now this is not required to actually write them because unit price, quantity, order date, they are unique, but it's easier for when we have to read the code again. Now let's add our 2022 filter. We had a filter for 2022. We're going to say where the year of B order date equals to 2022. And since here we have a sum, we have to aggregate based on the month here. So we're going to say group by month because we already named it here. Now this entire section here is simply going to show us the sum of sales and the month and the sum of sales. But we also have to show the rolling average. So we're going to select here the month and the total sales. And now we have to create the rolling average. So we're going to do the base. It's basically the average sales, but we have to specify how are we going to calculate this average. And we are going to use it, order it by the month in ascending order from the first one to the last one, from January to till how many do we have? Probably maybe till December. But if we run the code just like this, and here, my bad, it's total sales. If we run the code like this, you see it's pretty messy. Because here it mentions at some point we have to round it nearest whole number. So we have to put this entire average into the round function, and here we're going to use 0, which means it's going to round it to the nearest whole number. Let's just rename this to rolling average. And there you go. Now it looks a lot cleaner, and actually this should be our final solution right here. Now this could have been done in one single table. We simply have to take this here, but then instead of total sales, we have to write this entire thing here. So this row would be very long because in here we would have to put this, and here we would have to put this. So it would be very long and a lot more confusing. And this way it's just more readable. So quick recap up here, we are creating a table where we are saying for every month right here from the year 2022, show me the total sales. And total sales here are the sum of unit price multiplied with quantity. And down here, we want to select this month, want to show the month and the total sales. And then we want to create rolling average right here. And this rolling average is simply based on the total sales, ordered ascending based on the month. And lastly, we want to make it look prettier. We want to round them up to the nearest whole number. Problem number 3. Find the most expensive products, each product category. Just from right here, we have to rank the products in each category and then show the top one. We have to output the category, product name, and price as a number. Price as a number. Oh, actually, yeah. If we look down here, the price is a varchar and we have to show it as a number, probably an integer or a float. So we have to output 3 columns. And we have to do a group by and the ranking. So let's get started here. Select from. Do we have just one single table? All right, so we have to do a group by for each product category. Product category. Select product category, group by product category. Wait, actually, no, we don't have to group by the category because we are interested to show the most expensive. We have to rank the products, not the category. Right here, let's continue with product category. With what we have to show, the product category, the name, and the price as a number. Now let's check out how it looks. So the price looks like it has a $sign and then 50. All right. So it seems it's 0.95. So we have to transform this into a float. And first of all, the pattern here is it just has this $sign. So we just remove this and then the rest, we convert it into a float. So let's do that right here. Let me just quickly arrange these. There we go. Now we're going to take replace in the price. We're going to replace this $sign with nothing. And if we just run it like this, then you see we don't get this. We don't get the $sign anymore. But this is not a number yet. This is still a varchar. So now we have to transform it. We're going to use the cast function. So the result would have to be casted as a float. We're going to call this the price. Now if we run it, it looks similar because now we only have these 0.99, but in here we don't have 0.00 because it's pointless. Now we have to rank them. So we have to rank the products within the categories. That's why we didn't group by initially. So we have to partition by product category and then order by, and now because this doesn't exist yet, we have to write again. And then we have to order by this. Let me just put this a little bit cleaner here so we can see easier what's going on. There we go. So we are ranking based on the partitioning by the product category and then ordering them based on the price here, right? The same thing in descending order. And we will rename this to RNK. We can even put it like this. And this is our ranking right here. And if we run this, okay, I forgot here a comma. Run again. There we go. So if we look here, we have the bra category and then we have the other category. We have two categories, and here to the right, you see per category, we have the rankings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So per category, and the same right here. Now all we have to do is remove this column RNK and then filter to only show rank 1. So we have to take everything and put it in the CTE. Now we only want to select the product category, the product name, and the price from CTE where RNK equals 1. And this should be the final result. There we go. This right here is the top product in this category, and this right here is the top product in this category. Did they really have to use this data set? Kind of unusual, but whatever. So quick recap here, guys. In this temporary table right here, we want to rank all the products within the categories. So the way we are doing the ranking right here, we are partitioning by product category, which means within that category, we want to rank the products. So not within the entire table, but within just this product category. And then we want to order them based on the price in descending order. You see here, descending order. But the price, we have to first remove the $sign right here. And then we have to transform that into a float to make it a number. So then we can actually use descending. We couldn't use descending on a, well, we could use it on a varchar, but we have to use it as a numerical value. And down here, all we want to do is show the product category, product name, and the price only where the rank equals 1. And this will show us the top products in every category. Problem number 4, we have to find employees who earn the same salary. Employees earn the same salary. We have to output worker ID along with first name, salary in descending order. Probably the salary in descending order. So we have 3 columns and a order. So let's see, worker ID, the first name, and then the salary. Now, basically what we have to do here, we have to, for every row, we have to check if this salary exists more than once within the list. That would mean it's a duplicate. So we're going to say if this, find a salary, if the salary for this row, imagine this is the first row, it is in, and now we have to create a list. And since we have to count the number of duplicates, we have to aggregate. So we're going to say select the salary from worker. Now we have to group by the salary because we will be comparing using the having function. And we want to say if the count of the salary is more than 1, then this is a duplicate basically. And now if the salary is, so this right here, this entire subquery is simply a list of duplicated salaries. And now if the salary is found within the duplicated salaries, then you show it. Otherwise you don't. And lastly, we want to order by the salary in descending order. And there you go. This is the final answer right here. These two have the same salary, these two have the same salary, and these two have the same salary. Now there could be more than 2 people that have the same salary. It could be 10. It could be, it doesn't matter. Our filter here is just more than 1. So quick recap here. We want to show the worker, the first ID, and the salary where the salary is the same as someone else. And in here, we are creating, basically in this red area right here, we are creating a list of duplicated salaries because we are selecting every salary, we're grouping by that salary, and we are checking if the count of that salary is more than 1. And now here, if the salary is in this list, then it's a duplicated one. Lastly, we want to simply order them based on the salary descending. And problem number 5, guys, last one for today. You have been asked to find employees in HR department, a filter, output results, so the employees with one duplicate. What? The employee first name and department should be included. So we have to show, I believe, first name, department, 2 columns, 1 filter. This data set doesn't compare. So output result with 1 duplicate. Do we really have to just list everything and then duplicate it? Is that it? So we have to show the first name, and then department. And the filter is where department equals HR. Let's see how they write HR. And it's just 2 letters, HR. So this would be a list of these 4 employees. And now we want to duplicate this. Well, to duplicate this, we simply add this to itself. So we're going to use the union all, which means we allow duplicates, and we're adding it at the bottom. So now if we look at this, we simply added, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have again 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if we remove the all here, we are not going to get duplicates. That's why this one allows duplicates. So let's check out. This should be, and there it is, the final solution. Very strange exercise. Very pointless exercise. Usually you want to remove duplicates, not to add them. So quick recap, we want to select the first name and department with only from HR. And then we simply want to add this entire table at the bottom, right? We add it down here at the bottom. We add it again, and that's it. That's all it is. So that was it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoy these types of problems, I highly encourage you to join the StrataScratch community. Consider using the affiliate link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.